Welcome, 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 welcome back. This is the Oddly Even podcast, man. Oddly Even podcast. I'm your host, John C. Munn, J Champ, Jelly Bean, Bucarino, Big Knees, J Smooth Lover, Pop Lock Pimp, Questions. All these, these are my names. I'm just going off my list of names that I have. I had another name that I Jelly Bean. I said Jelly Bean. Yeah, everybody called me JB. My family and close friends. Joe Nathan. I used to be called when I worked at a coffee shop. Lady named Alja Smith. I think her name was Alja Ray Smith. I don't know if Ray is her middle name. But Alja Smith, sweet lady, sweet old school lady, she used to call me Joe Nathan. Joe Nathan, Joe Nathan. But man, welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, this is episode. Is this episode 12? I think this is episode 12. And we still rolling. Episode 12 and we still rolling. I think it's episode 12. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be messing up my episodes sometimes. But man, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting there. I want to thank you if you've been here and you're still here and you hanging out with me until I don't even want to say until this thing blow because I feel like it's already the thing about dynamite. All right, you know I like to be saying stuff. The thing about dynamite is it has a fuse in front of it. Sometimes it's a long fuse, and sometimes it's a short fuse. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever watched those old school, um, like spy movies or spy shows or something like that? You know, they get to a point where the bad guy done lit a dynamite fuse, and it's like all the way to the dynamite, then boom, explosion. So, right now we in the fuse stage. I don't know how long this fuse is gonna last, but I'm guaranteed I'm not gonna stop. Um, I'm not gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many times we finna record this or how long this podcast is gonna last, but man, I just appreciate if I could say that I appreciate y'all watching it. I don't care how long you watch it. Even if you watch it to this point and you turned it off, that's cool. Or even if you put it on you let it play in the background and you fell asleep. I'm just excited to the fact that I'm actually doing this. This is a podcast that's built on just being honest, just being truthful, and just being yourself, and also just being open. All right, and this is a podcast that as we start getting in our guests, which you'll see very very soon. That we don't judge. All right, it's not a judge. We don't judge you in the way you look or the way you feel or your thoughts. We might not. We might make fun of it, but it's all in good humor. But we won't judge you. All right, that's what Oddly Even podcast is about. I'm trying to bring back the open dialogue and conversation between people about everything and anything where no one feels as if you gotta believe what I gotta believe or I gotta believe what you believe. It's just good conversation, you know. Back with the braids still. I'm trying to keep them fresh. All right. I gotta remind myself at times that I'm 41 years old. You know, because I be there are times where I feel very youthful, or there are times where people around me are real young, and I'm with them, hanging with them, having fun with them. We talk and we chit chat and we playing sports, and then I get to the point where I get tired. Or I get to the point where I got some real life adulting stuff to do, washing clothes, washing dishes. I need to get home and clean up, or I need to get home and take a nap and go to sleep. And people don't be understanding that because I have such a youthful presence. But man, this is the Oddly Even podcast. I like saying that. I really do. It's gotten better. It's gotten better to roll off my tongue. New merch. You see it. You see the shirts. You see the shirts. I see it's like a little glare. It's like a little glare, but you see it. You see it. I'm telling you. Next thing you know, I'm gonna have a studio. Next thing you know, I'm gonna have like a whole little banner situation back there. I love my lions. Y'all see that? My little board that my business partner made for me and my lion stuff. We all about lions. We all about lions. You know, lion is my animal that I chose um, to be after I went through some hard things in life. Like after I went through some real hard stuff in life, and some of those things I was a coward about, and then some of those things I was very timid about, and then some of those things I was just too out rightly trying to fight and trying to do this and do that. And then it's like, if you ever seen just a lion is so majestic in the way that it is, not because it's a powerful animal or a king of the jungle. Because and lion ain't the biggest cat out there. Tigers, there are some tigers that are way bigger than lions, but lions run their pride in a way where there's a ranking system and there's an order, and nobody disrupt that order. And lions don't always show their force. You know what I'm saying? And lions sometimes don't always back down from things that they probably should. You know what I'm saying? A lion has a courageousness and a courageousness and a confidence. It's really the confidence that a lion has. No matter what a lion is faced up against, the confidence of a lion is there, and that's what I tried to adapt after I went through like a little dark spell in my life. So I'm always with the lions. I'm always with the lions. As you can see, if you could just look at that line in that picture, it says so much. Like it says so much. I'm like about to cry. I'm not about to cry. I got something in my eye. You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody that said, hold on. Hey, do you know how to do anything? Do you know how to do something that you want other people to know that you know how to do? Let me know. I can tell people. Like right here is when I want to start putting in like advertisements or whatever. Look, I won't charge you and you don't pay me. You know what I'm saying? It's just street networking, basically word of mouth. I'm trying to be the mouth of your word. So if you know how to do, I know somebody that know how to just cut hot water on. All right, she know how to just cut her hot water. So that's somebody I know. You might just one day need hot water cut on. I know somebody that can shave pit bulls. No other dog. He can shave pit bulls, and he do it with a scissor. He do it with scissors and a needle and thread. I don't know what he's doing, but he can shave pit bulls. It don't even look like they lost any hair. So if you know how to do something and you want other people to know you know how to do it, let me know. Alright? I'm trying to help. Alright.
If you're looking for healthcare, free healthcare, you can always hit us up at www.right, WRIGHT, care, benefits, benefits.com. It's a spot on that page where you can inquire about free healthcare if you need retirement or if you need any life insurance. We insure anybody, so pre-existing conditions, it doesn't matter. You can be HIV positive, you can have cancer, you can have any type of illness, and we will insure you. There's no underwriting, so no pre-existing conditions.
Okay. All right, guys, you heard.
But man, welcome back to the Ali podcast. This episode is gonna be very short. I try to keep it short because I know if you like me, I got 2 jobs and a job on top of the 2 jobs. So time is money, and time is everything, and time is lucrative, and time is valuable. So I try not to take too much of your time when it's just me. Now, when I got somebody beside me, or when I'm kicking it with a panel or with a group that you'll soon see, that's when we probably gonna go a little bit longer. But um, today we're gonna dab into like some current topics, but not in the way that you think. Haha, even. All right. So recently there's been some the stir up in the hip hop world, if I could say that. I don't know if you into rap or not into rap or whatever the case may be, but I'll just keep it generic. All right, let's just say a rapper had said some things about other rappers, right? And then the other rappers, after they heard what the first rapper said about them, they responded. Now, one of the rappers, after he responded, came back and said that his response was lame and he should not have done it, and he apologized for it. So that's what I really want to have a conversation about. Like, have you ever been in a situation to where as you reacted, you responded, your actions were controlled by something that somebody else did towards you, and then after you had time to sit and think about it and reflect as an adult or as whatever, you felt like it was immature, it was wrong, it was distasteful, you shouldn't have done that, and you came back and apologized. Have you ever been in that situation? I know I have. And then sometimes you gotta tuck your pride, right? You gotta when you yourself get to that moment to where yourself tell you, man, you wrong, you shouldn't have did that, and you know you wrong. How long does it take for you to broadcast that to that person? And broadcast just means let it be known and speak it out. So how long does it take for you to get to that understanding, and you go to that person, you like, you know what, I shouldn't have even did that. I'm sorry. I apologize, and it was wrong for me to do that. How long of a time does it take for you to get there? 'Cause that's self development. That's self growth. And that this is the flip side of it. Okay, so remember the story in the beginning of the story. Remember the scenario. A rapper says something about two rappers, right? So after the two rappers heard what the rapper had said about them, both of the rappers responded. One of the rappers responded sooner than the other rapper did, but the rapper that responded had a change of heart and apologized to the rapper for his response, saying that he should not have done it. Now, the rapper that did not apologize but still responded feels as though he was betrayed. Betrayed, not betrayed. Betrayed. Was it betrayed? Betrayed. Look at my Texas tongue coming out. He felt like it was wrong, basically, that the rapper that was with him had apologized because he's standing on his same feelings. So, and also, have you ever been in a situation where you and someone, whether that's a loved one, a girlfriend, boyfriend, family member, best friend, whatever, y'all got into a situation with someone, and you were the person that was like, nah, we shouldn't have done that after y'all did it? Or were you on the other side of it? I mean, was you the person that who friend apologized, but you was like, why would you apologize? You know what I'm saying? Because apologies, some people feel like apologies are a sign of weakness, right? They feel like they're a sign of weakness. And some people feel like when you apologize, you basically cut your character, which I don't understand that. And some situations do deserve an apology, especially when you feel like it was wrong. No matter what the case may be, if you felt like it was wrong, even if it was 35,000 years later, and you just come with that epiphany, like, you know what, I don't even think I handled that whole situation right. It was wrong. An apology is a strong thing. Apologies can cure people. Apologies can heal marriages. Apologies can bring families back together. An apology could cure a nation. An apology could even stop a war just by saying I'm sorry. And you know what? That's another thing too. I it was this. I seen this girl, right, and I think I talked about this. It was a date I was on, but anyway, I was on a date with a girl, and the bartender came out and asked us for our drinks. And so I had a simple drink. This was that date that this is that date where that girl was asking for top shelf stuff that I didn't know anything about, and I thought we was ordering happy hour things. So the bartender came and the bartender asked us for our drinks. I got a little simple drink with tequila. I always ask for something with tequila. Tequila is my drink. I and she did the whole give me top chef this that. What are your top chef whatever. But anyway, it took her 10 minutes to make her drink order. Not like to decide, but to say what she wanted because she kept asking for all these like top shelf things to be mixed. So when the bartender came back, my drink was perfect. My drink was exactly what I asked for. Her drink wasn't. And the bartender was like, I'm sorry. And the girl was like, don't you ever say I'm sorry. You don't say I'm sorry. You ain't sorry for nothing. It's like you can apologize, but don't you ever say I'm sorry. Like it took me by surprise that word I'm sorry is different from I apologize. You know what I'm saying? Like to say that I am sorry for something. She was saying it in a way where like you as a person that's saying I'm sorry is less than who you really are. Like I'm sorry. Like I'm gonna say like I'm weakly or I'm sickly or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like she was saying, don't you ever say I'm sorry. You never should say I'm sorry. Ain't nothing sorry about you. But she said you should just say I apologize. And that was the only good thing I took from that entire day. Like I even tell kids when I'm coaching or when I'm teaching, and they be like, you know, such and such hit me in the face, and I'm like, oh, who hit you? Whether it's an accident on purpose or whatever the case may be. I be like, hey man, you need to go apologize. They be like, I'm sorry. I said, no, don't say I'm sorry. No, apologize. Apologize for what you did, and it's because some of that I do understand. Some of that I do get. I do think that we got to be very careful with some of the words we speak. And it is weird that as I get older, that's the proverb that comes to me. Like, be careful with the words you speak. Just like this podcast. I've been talking about this podcast for probably 3 years before I actually did it. But the way that I was talking about it, I would say, man, I want to do a podcast, but I ain't never got time to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's rally around something special. Supporting our veterans and embracing local businesses this tax season. Choose Tax Boss Family, a veteran-owned and locally operated gym. Your financial journey matters, and so is supporting those who served. And here's the kicker. Tax Boss Family is offering up to a $6,000 cash advance on your refund. Now, that's something to salute. Mark your calendars because the last day to file for up to a $6,000 refund is March 17th, and Tax Boss Family is ready to navigate the financial terrain for you. Whether you're strolling through the clean mall or you prefer the convenience of online booking, Tax Boss Family's got you covered. Visit taxbossfamily.com to book your appointment or drop by our Killeen Mall location for a warm welcome. This tax season, let's make it count. Supporting our veterans, empowering local businesses, and securing your financial success with Tax Boss Family, because your taxes, your way, matter. Tax Boss Family, where you come in as a customer
Man,
and leave as family.
Podcast, but I ain't ever have the equipment to do it. Man, I want to do a podcast, but I'm not gonna never get big. Like I will always say, I want to do something, but then I always follow it up with something negative. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever did that? Like, have you ever tried to speak yourself into something that you want to do, but then you always cover it up with something negative? Like, man, I wish I had a house, but my credit ain't gonna never be good. Man, I wish I had a car, but I ain't gonna never get enough money to get a car. Like that type of situations. Like I was doing that a lot when it came to this podcast. But then I got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I want a podcast, so I'm just gonna do it. I ain't got the equipment, but I got phones, but I got this, but I got that. And I just jumped out and did it. We gotta be careful with the words we speak. So to reverse it back to the original story of apologizing, um, apologies are needed. You know, even if the people don't accept your apology, especially like in the Christian world, those who believe is Christianity, and I'm sure it's other beliefs that kind of have the same way. You should forgive and forget and apologies and this, that, and the other. Now me, I like to apologize for something that I did wrong, and I move on. And if you don't accept my apology, I can't control that no more. I've already apologized to you. I apologize. I meant it from the heart, and I move on. Now, on the flip side, if you've done something to me and you apologize to me, I still have that notion to either forgive and forget, or just to forgive, but I forgive you, but I ain't forgot. I ain't forgot nothing that you did. So when you apologize, you can't make that person forgive you and forget at the same time. You can ask for grace and ask for like forgiveness. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. And here I go saying I'm sorry. And I'll be trying not to say I'm sorry, to revert back to what I was saying. So here, I apologize. You know, um, I ain't never mean to do it. You can say all that to somebody, but you can't make them forgive and forget you. But once you apologize for something, let it go. Like seriously, let it go. Don't circle back around to it. Don't ever try to do that 3 days later. I still apologize. I'm apologize to you. Once you apologize, just let it go. If they're gonna hold you by the, some people say by the balls, but girls don't have balls. So if they're gonna hold you by the throat, I say by the throat. If they're gonna hold you by the throat every time they see you, and you gotta apologize every time, man, you need to move on. Like if it's a friendship, or if it's a family member, or if it's a relationship, you gotta move on, because you can never make someone forgive you, and you can never make someone forget what you've done after you've done it. It's always up to them. And in all due respect, they have the respect to do that. The same way you got the respect to do that too. So if someone apologized to you for something that they did devastating, or whatever the case may be, it's up to you for that. That is, and matter of fact, a lot of people say that's self-healing. Like if you're able to hear an apology, and forgive someone and forget and move on, that's self-healing. But that takes a lot to to hold on and harbor on to someone to where they got to keep apologizing to you. Like even if you done me wrong, if once you apologize to me, that we ain't gotta be cool, we ain't gotta be friends, we ain't gotta be a couple no more. Uh, if we're family, we ain't gotta be around each other that much. But I'm gonna accept your apology, but I may not forget what you did. I'm gonna forgive you. I am gonna forgive you, because I ain't got time to be living my life and still holding on to the burden of what you did and all this and all that. Once we talked about it, and once we've apologized, all right? Because we're talking about apologies. Apologies. Matter of fact, when the last time you apologized for something? You know what I'm saying? And in a relationship, man, in a relationship, should you apologize even when it ain't your fault? You know what I'm saying? Because the men, and I'm going to say the men, because this is the only way I've heard it. The men have this unwritten law about happy wife, happy life. I don't know what mind game that whoever came up with that slogan is like a master manipulator. If you're under the belief of happy wife, happy life, you are a slave to the happiness of your partner. And what I mean by that is, if you're constantly trying to make someone happy, and if you're constantly trying to keep somebody happy, it is highly impossible to be happy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you're too busy trying to make sure everything around you dealing with somebody else is right and is happy. Oh, happy wife, happy life. I had to shake that. I really did. I had to shake the fact that I needed to keep somebody else happy in order for me to be happy. You see, that's what it is. Because this listen to that. Listen to that phrase. I got to keep somebody else happy in order to make myself happy. Like, that don't make any sense, do it? You should write that down and read that. If you are doing that, and this could be, outside of the realm of happy wife, happy life. But if you are in a situation with a friend, a family member, a coworker, or whatever the case may be, if your situation is you got to keep this person happy in order for you to be happy, they need to go, or you need to go. That is highly unhappy. That's toxic. That is detrimental to your mental health. Because let's just say um, they like lobster. So let's just put a scenario with it. Let's say this person likes to eat lobster on Wednesday, and every Wednesday it is your job to get them lobster. So Wednesday. You get lobster, you get lobster, you get lobster. First incident happens where the lobster you go get it from, they don't prepare it right. They're not gonna be mad at the preparer. They're gonna be upset at you because it's your job to keep them happy, for you to be happy. That ain't gonna work. Let's say the second scenario is maybe you tired on this Wednesday and you don't have enough time to go get the lobster, and you did all you could do to try to go get the lobster and everything, and then it's like you just can't, and so you come to this apology. You see how it come? You see how it come back? You come to this apology, and you apologize for not being able to get the lobster, but that don't make them happy. They think is they want lobster because it's Wednesday. That's an unwinnable battle. That's an unwinnable battle, right? So don't get in these situations where you got to make somebody else happy to make yourself happy. Happiness is free. All right, look at this. That's free. You don't you don't got to pay nobody to do that. You you can just smile and you can laugh for free. You don't need uh someone to charge you to be happy, right? You don't really need that. It's not even conducive to your way of living. And I'm saying this because I don't know who this may affect or who this may not affect or who you might need to tell this to. But you can't make somebody happy that's gonna make you happy. That's never gonna work because you're gonna always no, let me say always. There's gonna come a point to where you can't satisfy their happiness. There comes a point where you can't even satisfy your own happiness. You know that like have you ever needed some gas and you looked in your bank account and you got like $2 and you know your $2 ain't gonna fill up your tank, but if you had more than $2, you know it will give you more gas. That will make you happy. But the fact that you don't have that $2 or enough money to get gas is not gonna make you happy. So that's what I mean when I say that you can't even sometimes control your own. You can't sometimes like invert to your own happiness. But happiness is free. You can find a way to be happy. And then that's when we come up with the word thankful, grateful, and appreciative. All right. Every friend, every family member, every spouse, every whatever situation, if they ain't got thankfulness, gratefulness, appreciation within their character towards you, that ain't the right person. It ain't the right people to be around. Now we're not talking about other thing. We're talking about when it comes to just being a good person and having good people around you, right? Because a lot of this Ali Even podcast is about mental health, and it may not be your mental health. It's my mental health. This is my therapy. This is when I get to not spaz out. This is when I get to release steam. You know what I'm saying? When I get to let my teapot whistle. When the teapot get hot, it whistles out the steam, let you know it's ready. But man, I hope y'all enjoying what I'm saying, right? And I hope it's deep enough to hit you where it might need to hit you, or I hope it's deep enough for you to remember to tell somebody that needs to hear this, right? So we've been talking about apologies. We've been talking about when you should apologize, when you shouldn't apologize, or even if apologies are warranted. Or do people still accept apologies nowadays? There's some people that just don't care what you say. They ain't gonna accept no apology. They just got that in them. I don't care. I ain't gonna. You could just basically sneeze 20 feet away, and they you be like, oh, I apologize. Forgive me. But no, I ain't gonna forgive you for you sneezing. Like it's some people that's just like that. And then we're talking about the fact that you can't make other people happiness your happiness. Like you can't. You can't give out happiness to receive it back. Your happiness gotta be in here. Like you gotta be happy, or you gotta find your happiness. I've been saying all podcasts that, my happy food, you gotta have happy food. I got happy food, I got a happy song, I got a happy movie, I got a happy method. And I'm saying things that just make me happy. All right. Don't put your happiness based on somebody else. Don't make somebody else happy thinking that's gonna make you happy. Because no, you just turned into a worker. You turned into a worker for their happiness. And that'll never, 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 never work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it short. Look, I'm doing real well with keeping these short when it's me by myself. And I really appreciate that. I know some of my podcasts been dropping a little late. They're supposed to drop every Wednesday on the YouTube and all. But I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you got something from this Oddly Even podcast. I hope that it gives you something to go back and talk to somebody about. I hope that it gives you an opportunity for you and yourself to do some self-reflection. All right. So again, this is John C. Munn, the host, the producer, the beat maker, the editor, the owner, the creator, the content writer, all of that for this for this Oddly Even podcast. And man, I appreciate y'all coming. Let me tell you something weird before we leave. I got what? I'm gonna try to keep it 30 minutes. I got like a minute. Parents sometimes just don't make the right decisions. And sometimes as parents, we need to slow down and realize what we're doing. For example, there is a kindergartner at my school who who came into the gym, and when I say he had the whole school funky, he had the whole school smelling so bad to the point that nobody could pinpoint that it was coming from him. It was just funk. I mean, funk. I'm talking about doo doo funk, and it was potent. It was potent. It was hitting. It was gas. It was that kush. It was out like it was funk. And to the point where teachers was like, Coach, I don't know who it is that smells like this. I think it's somebody in my class, but we've been smelling this all through the hallway. So we're in the gym and we're doing our exercises, right? And this kid, we're doing jumping jacks. And this kid was doing jumping jacks like this. Like he was barely moving. And he was looking like he was trying to like clinch a little bit. So I walked over to him and ooh, it hit me right there. I said, hey man, you all right? And he was like, yeah, I'm all right. I said, did you have an accident? He said, yeah. He just shook his head, yeah. I said, did you do number 2 or something on yourself? He put his head down and said, yeah. I said, oh man, come on, man. Just come on. And man, he had it on him. Like in the front, you couldn't see it with the khaki pants and the polo shirt. But when he walked in front of me, man, that boy had the UPS signal on the back of his pants. It was all brown, all brown. So we sent him to the nurse to get cleaned up. They called his house, try to get some clothes. His mama said, well, I apologize. See how I keep going back to that? She said, I apologize. He was constipated all throughout the weekend. So this morning I gave him a laxative before he went to school. You see what I'm saying? Parents, we got to slow down. We got to slow down and figure stuff out more simpler than that. The boy had the runs at 8 in the, no, what time kindergarten came? By 9 o'clock. Because the teacher said, we just went to the restroom, so I don't know how he used it. This was before they knew his mama gave him a laxative. She said, we went to the restroom, so he was in there, but then he came out, so I know he used the restroom, so I don't know why he used the restroom on himself. The boy can't control it. His mama gave him the doo-doo press. His mama gave him the push out. And I'm pretty sure she gave him an adult version laxative. So parents, or just anybody, slow down and think about some of the things you're doing with these kids. Like I'm glad that nobody really knew he like as far as kids goes that he boo-booed on himself. I'm glad that he was too young to understand how embarrassing that is, because that'll change your child's life to be known as the boo-boo boy. And that's how the story of the Boo Boo Boy always starts. Polycast. That's what I said. All right. Oddly Eating Podcast. I'm your host, JonMon, man. I hope you grab something, take something, and share something that I said today. Shout out to my business partner, Elizabeth. We on our way. This is another episode in the books. I appreciate y'all being here with me, and I appreciate y'all being on as long as you have. All right. Share it with somebody. That's all I ask. You ain't gotta like and share, but share it. Like in the real world. Don't click share and don't click like that. Like take it and spread it. All right. I'll Eating Podcast, your host JonMon. I'm out. Make sure you make some sort of notification for yourself to tune in every Wednesday. That's every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, I will be presenting a brand new episode, a brand new conversation, brand new topic, and a brand new person, hosted by me on this Oddly Even podcast. Every Wednesday, y'all. Remember, Wednesday,